Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for the movie called The Curse of La Llorona. The Curse of La Llorona is a 2019 film. I did see it in theater today. Um, sorry. It is rated R. It runs an hour and 33 minutes. It is directed by Michael Chavez. Stars Linda Cardellini, Raymond Cruz, Patricia Velasquez. It's the story of ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment. A social worker and her own small kids are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. The Curse of La Llorona. Well, I'll say this. This got pushed like no other on the TV. Commercials everywhere. Man, I think when I've been seeing other movies the last 3 months, I've seen this preview probably every time. They've been trying to push this, and I was kind of wondering why, like mainstream America, not saying anything bad about anybody, I'm just saying that it's weird to have kind of a Mexican horror film kind of legacy, kind of thing of Mexican culture pushed down mainstream America's throat. It was surprising. So I'm curious to know what people think about this, but here's my thoughts. So I think that this movie was very, very well done. Very impressed. The moments in this movie where people speak Spanish and there's no subtitles, that's the moments that I almost had my fears confirmed because I was like, why am I watching this? Um, but those moments are brief. I would say that most of the movie has good scares in it. And so I don't see anything wrong with any of the scares. I think that was pretty well done. Like I said, I was impressed. I'll start with the actors, I guess, here. That the main mother, kind of our main character, our heroine, she played her role well and she talked about stuff very well. I can't say, enough about how stupid it is when people get a character like hers that have no clue what to do when stuff starts happening. It's like we're just sitting in the theater yelling at her going, "What are you doing?" Like your child has burn marks and they said they fell down. Why are you not doing something? Just this scene where they run up to the church. I'm like, yeah, it's about time. Yeah, you're going running to the pastor now, aren't you? Like, good gracious. So it was a very frustrating movie for people doing stupid things and not doing the obvious thing and maybe making bad choices. And I think that's going to knock a lot of people down when I start watching other people's video reviews and talking to people about this movie. Is that they're going to go, man, it was so stupid. Like people are talking about stuff, they're not doing anything. And this just made me think of a lot of other horror films that are like this, Oculus and, all kinds of movies that are just having the same storyline where somebody tries to do something, they get wrapped up in this, they have no idea what to do, and then they start having stuff happen to them and they're freaking out, and then all of a sudden they're an expert. And just it's incredible how people make these kind of movies. So I think with how stupid the storyline and the acting can be at times, I think that that gets overshadowed by the second half of the movie. I think the last 45 minutes or so are so extremely fun. It's honestly, honestly good jump scares and honestly just good scares. And the way that they have things happen is surprising. It's, exceedingly big. And there's a couple things I think people could just talk about and talk about and talk about if they made sense, if they're based on something else, some other legend, what the rules are with this movie, if are they following the guidelines appropriately. And whenever you create conversation about a movie and people can talk about it for years to come, I think that's a great thing. I really do. So I think that the way they did this movie, the way they tried to connect it to another legend, I won't mention which one, I think it just makes it exciting. And I appreciated this movie about as much as I think anybody else will appreciate it because it was so well done. It was honestly really good twists and action and scares. And I just think everything was very impressive. That's the word of the movie. So I'm going to give The Curse of La Llorona a B. It just reminds me of a lot of different movies. I could watch it again. I just don't know if I will. I really like movies like Oculus, and I think a lot of people have never watched that or heard of it. But this reminds me a lot of it, just the kind of B rating, action, storyline, acting, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we need these kind of things because they're different from the norm. They're trying to stand on their own and tell their own legend. Um, I'd say I'm a little disappointed by the ending myself because I don't know how much sense it really made, and I don't know. I think it was a little just a little bit of a letdown, and I'm not really sure what they implied by the very end. So I'd love to have a conversation with somebody about that sometime. And I just think movies like this need to be seen. They need to be enjoyed for what they are. And I think the most frustrating thing for other people will be if it made sense or not, and the first half of the movie being a little bit boring and slow. So that's B for The Curse of La Llorona. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.